Welcome into High Fiber Sports. On this episode, the NBA playoffs are underway. We're going to talk dark horses. Who are the predicted champions from the boys? All that and more coming up right now. Kick your feet up. Let's get into it. All right, we're all settled in here on High Fiber Sports. We're talking NBA playoffs tonight. I'm Doug, Matt Cobalt, Brad McDonald there. Folks, first of all, glad you're here. Welcome if it's your first time. Stick around. If you like the conversation, go to our channel and subscribe. Hit the old thumbs up on this video here, and check out all of our other episodes too. We've covered March Madness, we've covered NFL playoffs, we've covered baseball. We're coming up on a year here, boys. Did we hit a year yet?
I know, it's just about a year now.
Coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So we're kind of back to where we began when we started this whole thing, and we're talking NBA playoffs tonight. And I want to give the folks a couple different takes here. We obviously got to do dark horses. I want to get your guys' opinion on the dark horses here in the, whether it be from the East or West, and then we'll go through and we'll actually tag who you guys think are going to hoist the trophy this year in the NBA. So let's start with the dark horse picks here, and we'll start with Brad. Brad, who do you see in this round of the playoffs that you think could make a sneaky run? Maybe somebody with maybe lower than a 3 seed or 4 seed.
Oh, this is the NBA one? I got my UFL notes up. I thought we were breaking down the UFL.
UFL.
So far. No. You guys are not big fans? Okay, there's anyone. No, I'm actually super stoked for these NBA playoffs. I think, sure, you got the Thunder, obviously, the overwhelming favorite, defending champs and everything like that, but I feel like it is deeper with enough teams that I think could pull it out this year than it's been in a hot second. I mean, shit, if the Lakers were healthy, even them right now, like the way they were playing in March was insane. Of course, the old guy is the only one that's healthy right now. Go figure, right?
Right.
But as far as like, we kind of spoke of it. We wanted to stay out of the top 3 seeds for our dark horse sleeper team. And looking at them, there's only one I really was like that stood out above the rest because of what they've done in the past, trades they've made, and that's the Cavs. Okay, last year, number 1 seed in the East. Then they bring over Harden in the middle of the season. I think they started 14-2 with him. I forget, it's like they're 19-7, 26, something like that sense overall. But they figured it out really quick. Mitchell and Harden have a relationship working out together in the offseason, I think, just because they're both Adidas guys, right?
Maybe.
Something like that, I believe. Whichever shoe company they work for, yeah, they're friends from that, I'm pretty sure. And I know Harden is shit the bed in the playoffs. That's just what he's notorious for. I feel like he's good enough that, like, when he doesn't have to be alpha, whatever, that maybe, because Mitchell is obviously number 1 right now with Harden being 36 years old. So I think with that mindset, I think he's finally got the right mindset, and they're twin towners down low with Allen and Mobley. I like the way the team's set up. They're pretty deep at the wing too. And I like as far as their playoff bracket, like, because if they win, they get what? The Pistons. I don't know. Haven't seen them in the playoffs yet. Love the defense, and I think it was actually kind of a blessing in disguise to have can't think of his name, Cunningham, out for as long as he was, just because I felt like other guys got to step up because they need the offense to come from somewhere else. I still don't believe in them enough. Raptors, I think they get by them. I think they could take the Knicks or the Hawks, whoever comes out of that series. They could, but the Knicks could win too. I don't know. I just think that team, out of all the 4 seeds and below, I would have said the Lakers if they were healthy the way they've been playing. But since they're not, no way in hell they're going to get beat by the Rockets first round for sure. So I'm going to go with the Cavs.
Cavs 20-6 since trading for James Harden. So averaging over 20 points a game, over 7 assists. Interesting that the James Harden redemption year, could we see a little of a payback there? Their big four, Donovan Mitchell, Harden, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen, only 6 games they've played together, 76 total minutes. So going to be interesting to see how they kind of gel together too. And like you said, with the Pistons, when you're looking at those seeds, the Pistons missing Cade Cunningham for a while and seeing how he comes back, he's really going to be, that could swing either way depending on how he plays, right? So, yeah. So Brad's going with the number 4 seed, the Cavs. Let's swing it over to Matt. Let's see who you got for your dark horse over there, fella.
I'm kind of with Brad here. Not too many options with the 4 seeds or lower. My team here, my dark horse, kind of flying under the radar right now. Not a lot of people talking about them making a finals run. Kind of like my Pacers last year. Not a lot of people talking about them.
True.
This team's star has never reached a conference finals, okay? But he's been a 1 seed twice and a top 4 seed each of the last 4 seasons. 1 seed last year, fellas. Been knocking on the door. They made a huge trade mid-season for an old star. Not usually a recipe for success, but Brad, this might be a boring pod for people out there. I'm going with Cleveland Cavaliers with you, brother. We don't agree a lot on this. We don't agree a lot on this podcast, but no. I'm with you with Cleveland. It's Donovan Mitchell. He's ready to break through. He's ascensioning up there, the top tier. James Harden, he's the best player that Mitchell has ever played with, and Mitchell can take a lot of ball handling responsibilities off of Harden. The scoring options, my goodness. Like you said, Doug, 20-6 since acquiring Harden. Pretty solid. They're 5th in offensive rating since the All-Star break. The Cavs, they have 18 wins this season after trailing by at least 10 points. That was tied for the most by any team. And they also have 14 wins this season in which they trailed entering the 4th quarter, the most of any team. Do you know who that reminds me of? My Indiana Pacers. All those 4th quarter comebacks, all those Tyrese Halliburton heroics. This Cavs team kind of reminds me of my Pacers from last year with the clutch late game heroics. I'm excited to see Mitchell and Harden work in the playoffs. Like you said, Brad, the mobile tandem down low with Mobley and Allen. I like that big four. Yeah. I like that big four. The bench, it's suspect. If there's an injury, if there's foul trouble, I'm going to be definitely nervous. But they have the big dogs to compete with anybody in the East. Toronto, solid, but they're probably not ready, probably not good enough to take down this Cavs team. And like both of you boys said, Detroit, 1 seed, hats off to you. Great season, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren. But we just haven't seen it yet. We're not sure about the Pistons. Give me the Cavs to be a sneaky team to make the NBA Finals.
Matt going with the Cavs too. So the boys agree here on taking the 4 seed. Cleveland haven't made it to the finals without LeBron James since 1992. Whew. So they're gonna have some work to do there. Now they're gonna start with the Raptors. 8.5 point favorites in their first game, but 20-32 against the spread this season against Eastern opponents. So going to be interesting to see there. If you guys are betting folks out there, plus 1,700 to win the NBA Finals, if that interests you at all. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be Raptors, Cavs. Can Cleveland move on? I guess we'll see. All right, so we got the dark horse. I can't even say horses. It's just the one dark horse out of the way. The boys agreed. The Cavs going to make a little run as the 4 seed in the East. Again, pretty long odds there. It looks like Vegas is going to side with whoever potentially meets up with them out of the West in the finals, as far as those long odds to win the championship. So let's talk about now who got our dark horse out of the way. Let's talk about who you guys think legitimately have the best chance to win the championship this year. Matt, we'll start with you this time. I want to know who you think is going to be on top when this is all said and done.
OKC, they're obviously and deservedly the favorite, okay, but it feels like it's more open than what the odds suggest. OKC might be like a plus 115 or something to win it all. It feels more open than that to me, fellas. I'm going to stick with my preseason pick with the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic. Okay? I'm sticking with the Nuggies, the Denver Nuggets. Let me read these stats real quick for Jokic this year. Averaging 27.7 points per game, that's 8th in the league. 12.9 rebounds, leads the league. 10.7 assists, leads the league. No one has ever led the league in both rebounding and assists in the same season. This guy's a center, my goodness. Best season for Jamal Murray this year. First time All-Star. Career highs for Jamal Murray in points, rebounds, assists, field goals, field goal percentage, threes, and three-point percentage. Quietly a really good year for Jamal Murray. 12th in the league in scoring, tied for 9th in assists. Jokic and Murray, when they're healthy, best duo in the association, in my opinion. Go back and watch that 2023 finals run. Brad, I know you watched that finals. Best duo when those boys are healthy, okay? Denver, they need Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, Cam Johnson, Peyton Watts. They need those guys to be healthy. They weren't healthy this year. But the reason that the Nuggets were able to stay afloat is because their bench. They put emphasis on the bench. Brought Bruce Brown back from the 23 championship team. 6-man Bruce. The Bruce is loose. He's a crowd favorite. Big Jonas Valanciunas. He could start for most teams in the NBA. You got Tim Hardaway Jr., super soaker on him. Keeps that thing on him all the time. He can shoot it. And then Julian Strawther, really coming along, former first-round pick out of Gonzaga, both sides of the floor. I like the depth of the Nuggets. Also, hottest team in the league right now. I know a lot of teams sat guys out the last week, but Denver, hottest team in the NBA, finished the season on a 12-game winning streak. That's the 4th longest winning streak to end a regular season in NBA history. Looking at this playoff run, we got a rubber match with Minnesota here. Faced Minnesota in the 23 playoffs and 24 playoffs. Split those series. I think Denver gets that one done. We don't know about Ant. We don't know about McDaniels' health. Gobert, he's got nothing for Jokic, fellas. He's got nothing for him down low. Moving on, Spurs second round. Sign me up. Sign me up for a Spurs Nuggets 6 or 7 games. My goodness, but I think the Spurs have to wait their turn. Brad, hell of a pick from you preseason on your Spurs. Hell of a pick from you. But I think they still need to wait their turn. Nuggets get them. Get a rematch with OKC in the Western Conference Finals. Faced them boys last year. Took them to 7. I want to see it. Nuggets. Championship window might be closing. Just a little bit. But they can beat anyone when they're healthy. Give me the Denver Nuggets at plus 1,100 to raise the Larry O'Brien.
Matt going with a 3 seed, Denver Nuggets. Obviously, Jokic, fantastic player. I'm so glad that you mentioned Murray, though. I'm a big Blue Arrow guy. Great season out of him. First team in NBA history to have multiple players with 1,500 plus points and 500 plus assists, Jokic and Murray combined. So, number 1 in offensive rating, number 21 in defensive rating. We're going to take on the T-Wolves. They're 6.5-point favorites in that first game coming up in the first matchup there in the playoffs. Matt went with his preseason pick. Who you got?
We'll go figure. Mac picks one of his 37 favorite teams. I'm a big Nuggets guy. Why he wears the Pacers shirt? Yeah, shocker. Oh yeah.
I had to remind everybody who the reigning Eastern Conference champs are.
Hey,
gotta remind everybody. Don't forget.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the best player in the league, Jokic. Well, there's a new best player in the league. And I'm sticking with my preseason prediction, and that is the San Antonio Spurs. Yes, I get you. It's too early. He's fucking 11 feet, 17 inches tall. He's got a 3. He dribbles like a guard. He does floaters from half court. Like, we've never seen anything like this. Yeah, it's early. But he's averaging, 25, 11 and a half, and over 3 blocks in less than 30 minutes a game. They started the year out restricting his minutes. By the end of the year, they just didn't need to play him because they're beating everyone's ass. And yeah, the Thunder, favorites, whatever. Guess what? Spurs are 4-1 against the Thunder this year. They handled them pretty well. They get the last 2 Rookie of the Years. So they are young. They got more juice than anyone. They're not going to be as tired as anyone else. I like Victor Wembanyama. His coming out party is this playoffs.
Wow.
Because if he plays 30-plus minutes a game, he's probably going to average 30, 12, and 12. If he played the same amount of minutes as the Joker did, he'd probably have the similar numbers, minus the assist, obviously not the passer. But this guy is different. He is. I have no problem with saying if he continues to ascend the way he is right now, he will be the greatest player of our time. I've never seen anyone at that height be able to move like that. If he stays healthy, his shot keeps getting better. You know, handles always get better as you go. Shot can get better, but everything else he already has. So I think this is his coming out party. I think this is the first year of many where we see the Thunder and the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. I think this is going to be a recurring theme about, you know, because I remember last year talking about thinking I said that was the first of Thunder's several titles. What I think I said like 4 out of what's that?
5 and 15.
Yeah. So like I think they're always going to be competing, but I don't know. I got a feeling about Wemby, man. They picked him preseason. Was my preseason MVP, and Spurs winning it all. So I'm not getting off that. I think he should have been the MVP because he's the best defensive player in the league on top of doing everything else he does. So I think I'm right.
Brad going with the 2 seed Spurs out of the West. Wemby, by the way, plus 600 to win Finals MVP, which is all things considered. That's not too bad.
I might put some money on that.
That's kind
I
of
like
telling.
those numbers there.
That's kind of telling. Talked about the 2 young guys. A lot of 6th man of the year talk out of Keldon Johnson this year. Coming off the bench, really good stuff. And then 4th team in NBA history, guys, to win at least 60 games after missing the playoffs the year before, the San Antonio Spurs. So matchup against Portland, 10.5-point favorites right now to win it all. For those bettors out there, plus 500 odds, second best odds the Spurs got to win the finals. The Nuggets, your boys in Denver, plus 850, the 4th best odds. So say you're pretty well in the ballpark. But like I said, I mean, you get Nug Spurs. I mean, that's an early treat there.
I Thunder, Nuggets, or Spurs, any of those 3 teams going at each other, and it's gonna be such a watch. It's going to be epic. I mean, the 3 probably best players in the league right now: SGA, Joker, and Wemby. Like, if I see any of those guys matching up in the playoff series, I'm not missing a minute, dude.
Please sign me up.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Brad taking the Spurs, Matt taking the Nugs, the championship picks in the NBA.
All right, guys, that's going to do us this week for High Fiber Sports. We hope everybody out there is getting their fiber in. Please like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Doug, Brad McDonald. We got the Nuggets. We got the Spurs. Let us know your championship picks. Appreciate everybody watching.